world, welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you my November wrap-up and December TBR, and as you can maybe hear, there is a storm raging outside. If you hear any strange squeaky noises, that's probably the flagpole in the garden going crazy, hopefully not falling through my window. That would be inconvenient. Anyway, before I begin with the actual wrap-up and TBR, I would like to talk to you about my whole wrap-up and TBR thing in general. The thing is, I need your help with a dilemma that I am struggling with. A few months ago, I decided to start merging my TBRs and wrap-ups to save time, basically, because every time that I do them separately, I'm occupying a slot that I could probably fill with something else that is more interesting than a TBR, especially now that I'm only doing one video a week instead of two. I feel like that's kind of a valuable slot. However, my wrap-up and TBR videos are getting longer and longer, and I feel like they've reached a point now where they're just on the edge of being too long. Like, if I went through my subscriptions feed and saw a video that length, I would probably consider not watching it. So what do you guys think? I mean, you're the ones who actually have to watch my videos. Does it bother you if they're over, say, 10 minutes, or is there some kind of other intuitive limit that I should try to stay under? I mean, the reason they're getting longer is because I have more to say about the books. It's not just empty content. I prefer doing mini reviews in my wrap-up over doing actual separate review videos, but then I do that and I'll feel like, you know, this is a good length, but then I still have to do my TBR for the next month. So yeah, let me know what you think, even if you're only here for one video, or if you don't usually comment, you know, because I genuinely need some input here. Just tell me how you prefer, and I will find a way to do that. So on to my wrap-up. I had to carry over three books from my October TBR, two that I'd already started and one that I didn't even open for the entirety of October. The first book I want to talk about is Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Edgar Allan Poe. I finally finished this book in early November. I feel like I was at it for ages, but like I expected, the pace of the stories did pick up after the first half of the book, so that was good. All in all, I am happy that I've read it, but there were also some stories in there that I just didn't care about, didn't enjoy in the slightest. So I rated it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next up is Great Tales of Horror by H.P. Lovecraft. I buddy read 2 stories from this collection with Hallie from Spindle Fingers, and you can find out more about that in my October wrap-up. In that wrap-up, I also said that I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue reading the rest of the stories because it's quite a commitment and I wasn't sure if I'd really enjoy it. A friend then recommended that I should read 2 more stories from this collection that are kind of crucial to the whole Lovecraft thing. So that's what I did. So all in all, I read 4 stories from this collection, one of which was very long. I only just finished it last night. I'm happy that I've read them, and I quite enjoyed them, but they're not really my cup of tea. The third book that I had planned to read in October but didn't get round to until November is The Dumb House by John Burnside. I absolutely loved this book. In spite of all the reviews that I'd already seen, I still didn't really know what it was about or how much I'd enjoy it, because it's quite different from the stuff that I usually read, but it's just so well written. Regardless of the story itself even, it's just so good that it sucks you up right on the first page and it doesn't spit you out again until well after you've finished it. I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I would definitely recommend it. I then decided to go for something completely different, and I picked up The Particular Sadness of Lemon Cake by Aimee Bender, which I bought second-hand a couple of months ago and hadn't gotten around to yet. Once again, this is a book that I absolutely adored. Another 5 out of 5 stars read for me. It's quite slow moving. It reads almost like a stream of consciousness. And once again, it's so well crafted, so well written, very beautiful, and I liked it a lot. It's a very entrancing and addictive book, kind of like how I experienced The Bees by Lalin Poole, although that's a completely different book. It evoked the same kind of vibe in me. This sounds strange and I'm not sure if I'm getting everything across, but Read it! The final book that I read this month was a reread, and it was The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. This is one of a couple of books that I am forever mentioning as one of my favourite reads of all time, but I realised that I hadn't actually reread it for ages, and I think I've only read it in English before once. I'm a big rereader, but since I joined BookTube, I've been discovering so many new books that I haven't really had time or haven't really taken the time to reread anything. I kind of wanted to indulge myself and go back to an old favourite this month. I think November is the perfect month for that. I'm not really going to say any more about this book. I love it. I mean, everybody knows that I love it. Everybody who's seen more than one of my videos will have heard me talk about it. So if you haven't read this book, I absolutely recommend it. If you have read this book and also love it, please gush with me. So that's what I read this month, 3.5 books and 2 stories. I'm currently reading About a Boy by Nick Hornby. This is a strip book that I got from my internship. I didn't strip it myself, but it still hurts. I'm kind of reading this as a filler because it's a super quick read and I've already seen the film multiple times, so I kind of know where it's gonna go. At least I think I know where it's gonna go. I've kind of been picking this up whenever I have like 5 minutes to spare. But I suppose this is the first book on my December TBR because I am definitely going to be finishing this within the next couple of days. Next up is The Marble Collector by Cecilia Ahern, which is one of the arcs that I talked about in my book haul video. And I already said, I think in that video, that I want to pick it up soon, and so I'm putting it on my TBR for December. It's about a woman who kind of explores her father's past in order to find out who she is. I think I've been trying to stay away from like synopses and reviews because I feel like that would ruin something. I'm not sure if I'm right, maybe it's all, you know, doesn't really matter, but I'm not going to take that chance. Then I want to read a Dutch book called The TORENS van FEBRUARI, written by Tonke Dragt, who is one of my favourite authors of Dutch children's literature, or actually one of my favourite Dutch authors, one of my favourite authors in general. I'm pretty sure I've read this book before. I think I got it from my local library when I was a child, but I only have like a very vague recollection of what it's about. I recently picked up this copy that matches my edition of one of her other books called Torenhoog en Mijlenbreed, and everybody who understands Dutch should read that one. Also this one, probably. Then I have The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Wharton. At least I think her first name is supposed to be pronounced Leslie, but once again, I'm just winging this. I've been drooling over this book since forever, and I recently picked it up at my internship when I was helping my co-worker stock the shelves in her section. I had 3 copies of this book in my hand, but only 2 actually fit on the shelf. So I had to take this one with me, otherwise it would have been an orphan, and that's just so sad. So I definitely want to read this in December. No, but seriously, I've been drooling over this book for as long as I can remember. Okay, that's not true, but for a very long time, and it's gorgeous and it has shiny bits and the story sounds awesome, so yeah, I can't wait to get into this one. Can you tell? That's everything I'm planning to read right now. I do have a couple of books that I kind of want to get and also read in December, such as Rachel Joyce's short story collection called A Snow Garden and Other Stories, which I saw in the bookshop where I'm interning, and it's really pretty. But I'm also thinking that maybe I shouldn't spend all my money on new books. I know this is a revolutionary concept, but I'll get back to you on that one. So that's all I have for today. If you've read any of the books that I have been talking about in this video, feel free to let me know how you felt about them. No spoilers for the books that I haven't read because I haven't read them. In other news, I've been announcing for a couple of weeks that I really want to make it to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. You know, if you're watching this video and you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe and help me get to, you know, whatever I'm gonna get to before the end of the year. I mean, it still would be great, but I'm just being realistic here and it's probably not gonna happen. So I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but help me get more subscribers, yay! I should probably end this right here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye! Hi! This is a really quick note from what's probably a very weird angle, but I just wanted to film a quick kind of supplement to the December TBR that I just filmed. and my camera's too heavy to actually just hold it and like vlog it, so I decided to just plunk it on a shelf somewhere. Anyway, I was just watching Jen Campbell's Vlogmas announcement video. You may be able to see it in the background over there. And I was suddenly reminded that I was going to participate in her December His Dark Materials read-along event. So those 3 books are also going to go on my TBR for December, which makes my TBR a bit longer than I planned, but I'm pretty sure I can do it anyway. So that's happening, just so that you know. If you want to join, I will leave a link to whatever information I can find in the description down below, and let's read some His Dark Materials. Okay.